Chapter 5, This Love is All I Want. Angela's point of view. Okay, that's all I could say. I was stunned by what was he doing, that speaking anything else would be difficult. It felt so warm being in his arms, even if they were very, very long. I could tell he was very curious, though. This was a bold and daring act, so it made him feel comfortable and output impulsive. I rested my hand on his shoulder. It was surprisingly comfortable, soothing. I heard him give a soft sigh, as I knew he felt the same. It was strange, yet it felt so right. My head was screaming no, but my heart was whispering yes, as we stayed like this until he set me down very abruptly into the ground and started to slowly glide it away with his long, sweeping legs. Was he leaving me? Just like that? Wait, I called out to him. He turned to me reluctantly, and I walked up to him, closer, since a barrier touch came down as soon as he heard me. He looked down at me. It was quite beautiful, really. The way his face was just so blank. I said quietly, "Are we allowed to talk?" He shrunk down a bit. I guess looked more human, and nodded. I stared at him for a bit, wondering, then said, "Can you talk? Everyone says that you can't, but I guess you can't really believe what other people say, right?" At least, I saw what looked like his face pulled apart, like a mouth was sewn up with invisible threads, and revealed a black mouth. They formed into a grin, and I smiled back at him. Then I heard him speak. Yes, it was a simple word, yet he said it, and it turned into something entirely new. It sounded old, but soft at the same time. The way it was dark and clear gave me a start. It was so beautiful, so deep and so strong, wanting to come out and share itself with someone. I couldn't believe that a mere sound of his voice gave me the chills. A good chill. I felt my heart quicken. What's wrong with me? Slenderman's point of view. It was the first time I ever heard a human say that. I was hoping that my voice wouldn't come out raspy or scary or even frighten her. Angela. What a pretty name. For the first time in decades, I actually felt happy. I had fantasized about this moment ever since, well, forever. You know what? I was happy that Angela was the one that heard my voice. I didn't think anyone better than her. She was so understanding. It felt like entirely what I was going through, but that couldn't be so. She was beautiful beyond belief and had this amazing personality. It was hard to imagine that she was alone. She made me happy. Even though we barely talked, I just wanted to bring her into my arms again. And no, I know why you can't do that, I told myself. She smiled. It was so cute. Her cute little dimples. And I saw her body trembled and shivered. I thought since then I spoke, she was afraid. Now, I'm a monster. But the look in her eyes, her gray eyes, it reassured me that I wasn't the monster. Or at least she didn't think so. She cleared her throat and said, since I am not dead yet, and you just hugged me, are we friends? I smiled again. I like that word, friends. And I said, I hope so. She nodded. Good, 'cause I couldn't use a friend, she said a bit bitterly. Curious, I asked. You don't have friends? I assumed since she was so beautiful, I stuttered, trying to find the words to say, and I saw her pale cheeks have a cute blush on them a bit. My heart beat faster. She laughed nervously. I do, it's just that they're not really dependable, I swear. I think they like me because I'm popular. Her words made me angry. How dare people use her for their own gain? She is not someone to be used. She was perfect, and they did, and they deserve to. Whoa! What the hell was that? What was wrong with me? I said, trying to calm myself down. Well, they're foolish. A person like you, who can see the beauty underneath. I was unable to finish. She made me tongue-tied with that gaze of hers. She said quietly, "Thank you." I nodded, unable to say anything. This was all so new to me. I couldn't grasp it just yet. I placed my hand on her shoulder and said, you should forget about me. Everything you've seen. It amazed me that you lived, and I fear that you may not have much time left. Now that you have contacted me, you need to forget, or you'll get hurt. And I want no one to hurt you. She sighed and looked down to the ground, her eyes a bit sad. It made me sad too. But I didn't want her to leave. I didn't know this girl. She was a complete mystery, a stranger to me. I didn't even know her last name, but all I cared about was her safety. And it wasn't nothing else mattered in this world. I wanted to know what caused her to do this. Out of impulse, sympathy, pity, or whatever it was, it made me go stiff and my heart mad. She planted a tiny bit kiss where my cheek should be, or where it goes. I said, I'll see you tomorrow then. All I could do was stare at the odd creature before me. Funny, I thought that she was the odd one. I could only do was nod because I couldn't find my voice. I felt my breath catch as her short and curious gaze at me made those storms and turned into disappear into the night. Now I didn't know what all this would bring. The kiss, soft, broken, unspoken barrier that no one has ever crossed. This was a beginning for our once time. The time started.